Joining us now, the first White House intern ever with autism, Xavier DeGroat. Welcome to Wake Up America, Xavier.
Thank you, Amanda.
Now,
How
Xavier,
are you?
I'm great. How are you doing over there?
Great.
Good to hear. Xavier, tell us what it was like working in the White House, and did you see President Trump often?
I saw President Trump about 4 times while I was interning, and it was very much astonishing to be at the White House on a daily basis for 3 months. And I have learned a lot about how troubling it was last year with this COVID pandemic. We got a lot of requests for stimulus checks and a lot of issues facing with culture and the Black Lives Matter and so forth. And it was challenging with a lot of things being closed, but it was very much an excitement as I felt a lot more confident in myself, as I gained a lot more skills and learned a lot about how this troubling of politics is these days.
Xavier, how did you get to be a White House intern?
I know Mayor Rudy Giuliani very well, and he talked President Trump into meeting me here about 2 years ago in 2019. And I had a wonderful pleasure getting to know President Trump that way, as Rudy had talked to his son, Andrew Giuliani, who now works for you guys, has been very much a help on getting me into the White House by talking to the White House intern director. And I applied and I got a response very shortly after that in September of last year. And I had very much great response saying, we would love to have you as an intern. You're very great at networking and advocating, and we think you are great for public service in the future. So they put me in presidential correspondence.
Xavier, quite a story right there. Now, autism is something very near and dear to my heart. And I wanted to ask you, what was your motivation for getting into the White House administration? And not only that, public speaking here.
Because it has very much been an institution that I have dreamed of being at since I was a kid. And since I faced challenges in high school, being called retarded and bullied a lot, I have been very motivated to make any disprovements and all the doubts that I have been given as a child by being labeled and being pressured a lot for being different than anyone else. But that didn't stop me from persisting to move forward towards my own dreams and my own fantasies that I had. But these days, I don't carry anything but my own heart with me everywhere I go, and I speak my own truth mind.
Xavier, I think you're going to lead an example for many other people here. And I also wanted to ask you, what can we do to protect people who have disabilities and autism, especially when it comes to COVID, because you mentioned you were there during this time?
We need to let more resources be available and even open in person, because in person is primarily the thing that a lot of times people on a spectrum or even other sorts of disabilities need help with, because they might not be able to fully grasp how to read and cope with things that are being taught these days in the educational system. And we also need to be physically educational as well and go out in case someone with autism don't understand viable expressions or verbs and nouns. And I see too much of dependency on that in this education. We don't teach enough of students with autism and disabilities in general how the real workforce works in our economy. And that's why there's a lot of unemployment in my thoughts these days with our system that exists out there. And we can do a lot better by having people on the disability spectrum go out in the community and develop in-person skills rather than just words.
I'm going to interrupt you here because I do want to thank you for what you're doing for the community here and speaking out and also providing this example. We are going to put your website up so more people can learn more and go there to help you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have more to come on Wake Up America. Thanks.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.